What's going on, guys? Welcome to the top 25 upcoming games that you may not have heard of. Keep in mind that while some of these games will be releasing soon, some are still in development, so things may change between now and the time of release. Also, if you want to know more about these games, please check out the description for all the relevant links and information. First one we have Little Devil Inside is an action RPG coming to PC, Mac, and Linux in June 2016. The game suffered a few delays, but the developers recently reassured everyone that the game was still very much in development. With a look reminiscent of the Wind Waker, the ability to explore oceans, mountains, and forests, and a variety of creatures roaming the land, this is a game I'm really excited about. Oh, and there's big-ass dragons too. ADRIFT is being described as a first-person experience and is coming to PC in March 2016. In the game, players will have to explore the wreckage of a space station in an attempt to find out what happened to the crew, how to return home, and how to not run out of oxygen in the meantime. As you can probably tell, the game is being made with virtual reality in mind, which sounds like both an amazing and terrifying idea. Also, apparently it's the perfect game for people who really cannot stand plants. FIREWATCH is a single-player, first-person mystery set in the Wyoming wilderness. It's coming to PC, Mac, Linux, and PS4 on February 9th, 2016. You play as Henry, a fire lookout, and you're aided through your adventure by your supervisor, Delilah. Not much has been revealed about the story yet, and considering that it's about a mystery, I guess that's probably a good thing. This is really one of the games I'm personally most excited about, since everything from the art style to the voice acting looks like it's been perfectly executed.
NFS tells people not to go too far in there. It's pretty dangerous. You're in it, aren't you?
It doesn't seem that dangerous. Whoa, whoa! Ah, no!
Henry!
Seriously, it's completely fine in here.
Damn it.
Death's Gambit is an action RPG coming to PC and PS4 in 2016. It takes more than a few elements from Dark Souls, which means you can probably expect to die a lot. You are granted another chance at life by death itself in exchange for exploring a quote-unquote alien medieval planet and apparently killing everyone that stands in your way, including some seriously oversized monsters. Perception is a really cool looking horror game coming to PC in June 2016. The game looks like Gone Home meets the 2003 Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck, except you play as Cassie, a 29-year-old blind woman. Being blind means she'll have to use echolocation in order to see, and in order to elude the so-called presence that stalks her throughout the game while she tries to figure out the mystery of the estate at Echo Bluffs. Get it? Echo? As in, you know, Echo... Never mind.
Butterfly wannabes.
EVERSPACE is a roguelike space shooter coming to PC, Mac, Linux, Xbox One, and maybe PS4 in late 2016. The developers have made it clear that this game won't offer the realistic and often unforgiving space physics found in games like Kerbal Space Program. Instead, it'll lean more towards action, though you'll still have to weigh your options if you want to come out alive. It sounds fun, and it looks incredible. HELLBLADE is coming to PC and PS4 sometimes this year. It follows Celtic warrior Senua on her personal journey into hell. Hell, in this case, is a portrayal of her mental illness. So everything from the rain and the lightning in the sky to the demonic creatures you'll be facing is a physical representation of Senua's mental instability. It's a really interesting concept, and even at an early stage, the game looks really promising.
I see you.
ASHEN is being described as an action RPG about forging relationships that's coming to PC and Xbox One in 2016. In the game, players will control a wanderer in a world without sun, where the only light and the titular ash come from volcanic eruptions. You'll be able to guide those you trust to your camp and team up with them to survive in the desolate land. And there's really cool monsters in it. CUPHEAD is a run-and-gun game inspired by the cartoons of the 30s, and it really shows. It's coming to PC and Xbox sometimes in 2016. Everything in the game is hand-drawn and hand-painted. Unfortunately, you won't have much time to admire the beautiful art style, since the devs claim that the game is all action all the time. Allison Road might give those of you familiar with PT a feeling of deja vu. The game is coming to PC and maybe Xbox and PS4 in fall 2016. An incredibly realistic looking and incredibly creepy British townhouse is the setting for this game, which will task you with figuring out what happened to your family while you try to avoid Lily, the main, creepy girl, and other not so friendly entities as well. SUPERHOT is a first-person shooter where time moves only when you move. Not only that, it will move at the speed that you move at, meaning that you can stop, slow down, or speed up time in order to make your way through the game. It's a really cool concept, and the best part is that you can download and play a free prototype of the game right now. I'll put the link in the description. Keep an eye out for SUPERHOT coming to PC, Mac, Linux, and Xbox One in 2016. The ABDUCTIONS is coming to PC, Mac, and PS4 sometimes in the first quarter of 2016. As you can see, it's another hyper-realistic horror game that puts in control of Holly Sanders, a mother and wife whose husband mysteriously vanished. I think it's safe to assume that aliens may have had something to do with it. EITR, or ADRIFT, or however you want to pronounce it, is coming to PC and PS4 in 2016. I don't know about you, but I love pixel art games, especially when the art is as well done as it is in this game. Described by some people as an isometric Dark Souls, the game puts you in control of the Shield Maiden in her quest to unravel the mystery of her fate after Loki ruined the day for everybody once again. Sea of Thieves is a multiplayer adventure coming to PC and Xbox One later this year. According to a Microsoft executive, this game will be Rare's best game ever, and considering that Rare is behind GoldenEye 007, Donkey Kong Country, and Banjo-Kazooie, that's a pretty bold statement to make. But the game does look really cool, and it seems like it would be a ton of fun to play. I love pirates, and I played the hell out of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, so I got my fingers crossed for this one. P.A.M.E.L.A is a utopian survival horror coming to PC in mid-2016. The game is set in Eden, a utopian city whose inhabitants are infected with a disease that causes them to mutate, and it makes them want to kill you because of reasons. P.A.M.E.L.A is the artificial intelligence that will aid the players through the game. In this game, light is good, darkness, not so much, so you'll have to make sure to manage Eden's power well in order to keep the lights on and the weird-looking ones at bay.
Eden. That's what they called this place.
ASTRONEER is a space sandbox coming to PC early access in the first quarter of 2016. In this game, you'll get to explore and reshape beautiful and diverse procedurally generated exoplanets in an attempt to become, quote-unquote, a wealthy baron of the stars. So long as you don't die in a sandstorm before you can do that, that is. The game's trailer also hinted at a multiplayer mode, but how exactly that will be implemented remains to be seen. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine is coming to PC and Mac sometimes this year. The developers are keeping details about the game very vague, only mentioning that it's a game about traveling, exploration, and telling stories set in a dreamlike American landscape. Gameplay aside, this game looks absolutely incredible, with a mix of 3D and 2D illustrations. I am really excited. Kingdom Come: Deliverance is a first-person, open-world, realistic RPG set in medieval Europe. It's coming to PC, Mac, Linux, PS4, and Xbox in 2016. It's described as dungeons and no dragons, which seems very accurate. With a heavy focus on realism, you won't face any skeletons, dragons, or goblins. Instead, you'll have to swing your not magically enhanced sword at other humans' faces, either in duel or in massive battles. Slain is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on January 27, 2016. Players will control Batharin, a hero seeking to liberate 7 great towers from 7 deadly overlords. You'll have to traverse the land, slaying monsters until you reach the tower, then make your way up or sometimes down and slay more monsters before you reach the tower boss. Then you can slay him too. This game looks like Castlevania and Dark Souls had a baby, and that baby was raised by Slayer. That is, metal as f***. And before you ask, yes, the soundtrack will indeed be the heaviest of metals. From the makers of Sunset Overdrive and Ratchet & Clank comes Edge of Nowhere, which will be one of the first few games for the Oculus Rift. Interestingly enough though, it's not a first-person game. Instead, you'll be using your head movements to control the camera behind your character. Your goal is to find out what happened to a missing exploration team, and it looks like it won't take long to realize there's some really weird stuff at play. Keep an eye out for Edge of Nowhere coming to PC in 2016. The SOLUS project is slated to come out in mid-2016 on PC and Xbox One. You're stranded on an alien planet after leaving behind an Earth on the brink of destruction, and the environment will be your toughest enemy. With ever-changing weather conditions, earthquakes, tornadoes, meteors, and let's not forget about the dark, mysterious tunnels you'll have to walk through in order to reach the different islands that make up the game map. A survival and exploration game with a real story to follow, set on an alien planet, sounds very intriguing. Night in the Woods is coming to PC, Mac, PS4, and Xbox One in 2016. The developers are describing it as a game about letting go and holding on, about the inevitability of death and pizza parties. It's a beautiful depiction of that not so beautiful time in everyone's life when you feel like you don't belong to the past anymore, but you don't want to jump into the future quite yet. Oh, and apparently there's something in the woods. The Bard's Tale 4 is a single-player, party-based RPG set to Gaelic music where the songs actually affect the gameplay. It's coming to PC, Mac, and Linux sometimes in 2016. I'll be honest, I never played any of the prequels, but this game sounds really cool. Players will be able to explore forests, crypts, and dungeons, which if the early trailers are of any indication, will be an awesome experience in of itself. Plus of course monsters, quests, mysteries, and all that good RPG stuff. Below is a dungeon crawler coming to PC and Xbox One in 2016. The game may look all pretty and almost like a relaxing experience, but the developers are sure that it's actually quite brutal. How so? Well, for starters, your character only has 1 hit point. That means you'll probably want to plan your moves carefully rather than Leroy Jenkins your way into battle. Putting control of a tiny little warrior, your goal will be to explore, kill, and try not to get killed. Possibly inspired by Dead Space, Routine puts you in the boots of a worker in an abandoned moon base. Your goal is to figure out why everyone has suddenly disappeared while trying to survive yourself, which will not be easy, especially since the game features permadeath and comes with no health packs. Sounds fun, doesn't it? Routine is coming sometimes this year to PC, Mac, PS4, and Xbox One. That was the last game on the list. Make sure you guys check out the description where I'll be putting all the relevant links for these games, such as websites and Twitter accounts, as well as all the information I mentioned in the video. And I know that there's a lot more really awesome games coming out this year. Of course, I couldn't mention all of them, so let me know in the comments if there's any other games that you're looking forward to this year. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like or subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.